If July has felt like one long spiritual rodeo, Metatron says there's good news. You've handled it better than you realize. And this week, you're getting a breather. But don't mistake this pause for the end of the story. There are many moving parts with powerful waves still ahead, and the next big shift is already taking shape. The good news? You're more prepared for it than you were even 3 months ago. So catch your breath while Metatron delivers the lowdown before you saddle up again. Give yourselves a hand, dear ones. You have faced the rigorous challenges of July, and you're still standing. Of course, we realize you still have another week to go, but you have come through the rodeo, dare we say, in better shape than you entered? Yes, this month has been filled with lessons. You listened for the divine guidance, acted upon it, then witnessed the results of your thoughts and actions. You have been through a virtual master class in connecting with your divine team, and you have done well. No, you are not finished, but you flowed through with optimism, spirit, and positive intention at a higher level than was possible even 3 months ago. Your progress has accelerated. For many, the Ascension symptoms have likewise accelerated. Don't forget to ask for help should the challenge become too great. We can and will mitigate what you're experiencing to help you navigate more expertly through. And we caution you, do not wait until you're at the end of your rope to ask for assistance. Ask sooner and ask often. Having come through the fire, you might say this week will provide a welcome pause. Catch your breath, assess your progress, plan your next steps. This is the eternal ebb and flow of life. Just when you might think you've reached the end of your ability to manage, like a welcome cool breeze on a blistering hot day, there's a pause in the energies, giving you the opportunity to catch up with yourself. Take some deep breaths, ground, and recenter before moving on once more. Because it has been such an intense month, we'd like to remind you to regularly practice gratitude. That is an essential tool to help you through the dark nights and challenging days. Anytime you feel overwhelmed, take some deep breaths and spend just 2 minutes focusing on what you have to be grateful for. It will shift your energy in mere seconds. It goes without saying, the more often you uphold this practice, the faster it will help you shift. Like most things in life, practice makes perfect. We encourage you to practice gratitude on a regular basis, not because we need to hear it, but because it shifts your energy and opens doors of opportunity. That is divine truth. Take full advantage of the breathing room that this week provides for a little extra self-care and assessment of your progress before you jump right back on that horse, the rodeo horse, that is. You will encounter some powerful waves on your voyage in the coming weeks. This recent shift is not the only thing shifting. There are many moving parts in the multiverse. And right now, on planet Earth, there are more than the usual amount, some of which are on collision courses. Make sure that you are prepared to stand steady against whatever onslaughts come your way. The most important thing you need to know is that everything is unfolding in divine timing. It cannot be rushed. You would not be happy with the results, even could you rush. There is a reason and a season for everything. You are in a season of expansion. Make the most of it. Be diligent in your studies and inquiries of the divine realm. Seek our counsel often. Listen for it regularly so that you don't miss the exact message that you have been waiting for, and so that you don't find yourself in dire straits because you took a wrong turn and did not heed our warning in time to avert disaster. There are many moving parts, more so than you've experienced in the past. Sometimes those moving parts will feel like they've rolled over your toes because you missed the warning to get out of the way. It's always our intention to spare you pain and misfortune. But when you do not heed our guidance, or when you miss it entirely, you may find the consequences are not at all to your liking. So tune in regularly. Listen. Take inspired action. It really is that simple. You need not overcomplicate it. When you make this your regular practice, your days will flow with ease and be all the sweeter. You are on the precipice of exciting new discoveries, new ways of looking at the world outside your planet, new beings to connect with. You are not simply an isolated world hurtling through space into nothingness. You are a part of the multiverse, filled with other planets and other beings. One day, not so very far off, you will be found advanced enough for open contact. At first, it will be minimal, but over time, as you prove yourselves and trust expands, the contact will expand. The opportunities for connecting with a greater world than just your own will show up on your horizon. So you see, my children, you have great motivation for leaning into your accelerated awakening ascension. Climb aboard the Ascension Express. New worlds and new opportunities will open to you. And to those of you who say, it's too late, I'm at an advanced age, I'll miss the opportunity, we say, nonsense. Do not underestimate the divine plan, which allows the opportunity for physical rejuvenation as part of your ascension process. So unless your pre-birth plan has you scheduled to exit sooner, you will have the opportunity to witness a new golden age as citizens of the multiverse. Well done, dear Lightworkers. Well done. And now it's time to answer the questions that you have submitted. How have recent changes within the United States Senate affected the global and collective energy? Will we see shifts in the second half of this year that will change that dynamic? By continuing their support of U.S. aggression abroad, the Senate has further damaged longtime alliances, along with the hope and trust of the people who now understand they can no longer count on the United States to back them up when they need help. Likewise, the United States withdrawing from U.S. aid has put a greater burden on other countries to fill the gap where they can, to live with the consequences where they can't. It's unlikely you will see any significant shifts the rest of this year. The Senate is locked down in their position, holding the line, crossing their fingers, and hoping for the best outcome for Election Day. They have calculated wrongly. We would assert that maintaining their position of supporting the current administration gives them the best chance at protecting their jobs. And sadly, we say yes, protecting their jobs, not representing their constituents. They have lost their guiding light, their North Star, if you will. Not all, but many. For them, it has become about holding on to power, position, and wealth, rather than service. The good news is the people will not long support this lack of representation. They grow weary of empty promises. Many are coming to realize that their hardships, empty bellies, and mounting bills are a direct result of policies implemented by an administration who cares only for their own personal gain, with no regard for the well-being of its people. When will our educational systems move away from a one-size-fits-all learning and memorizing model towards approaches that recognize individual gifts, creativity, and different ways of learning? We see a future where education drastically changes. For when new souls are born awake and aware of past lives, lessons, and skills they previously learned, your present system of formal education will no longer be necessary. There will be a return to a communal way of living and raising children where information, skills, and wisdom are freely shared. The children will be free to gravitate towards what interests them and towards those things for which they have a natural proclivity. We are asking you to raise your sights from the old tried and true to a revolutionary new way of being that ultimately will make more sense and be more functional. It's not that teachers and schools will become obsolete. Rather, they will be more specialized and used by those who wish to take a particular area of learning to a higher level. The way that you will teach new generations must change in any event because they will be born not only with the remembering, but with the new evolved version of DNA, which changes everything. For now, be at peace knowing that there is a divine plan in place to elevate education and make it more purposeful so that it might better serve the collective as well as the individual. Why do some deeply desired experiences like marriage, partnership, remain delayed despite years of effort and even the presence of a willing partner? To understand, we direct you back to your pre-birth plan. If there were certain individuals you intended to have relationships with, you will, because it's part of the plan. A way will be made for those connections to happen. However, there are times when you leave a great deal of space with regard to relationships because in a particular lifetime, your goals did not align with the distraction of a relationship. Some have chosen to hyper-focus on a career or a particular mission, while relationships take a back seat. You may have noticed more are choosing not to have children, leaving more space for fulfilling their personal goals. Despite your desire, if relationships are not developing, it may be that you have created that space for yourself to work on personal spiritual expansion. Although there are exceptions, for instance, those who are first working on healing trauma before pursuing happy relationships. No matter which category you fall into, if this is your situation, we encourage you to focus on your own personal growth, doing what makes you happy and allowing that energy to flow from you to the world so that you might bless others. When you do this, your energy comes into alignment. You exude peace and love, which creates the space in which to experience loving relationships. So, no matter the reason, the wisest choice is working on yourself so that you are balanced and ready to be an equal partner rather than looking for someone to fix you or save you or to fill the hole in your heart. So, no matter how you approach it, the answer always comes back to work on yourself first so that you're ready for a relationship. And then, should you choose one, your team will ensure that the connection is made. Thank you for your questions, dear children. It's our distinct honor to help you better understand yourselves and your world. Go in peace and joy as you steadily move closer to Earthtopia. Bushels of love, Metatron. So, friends, now that we understand we don't have to know exactly what every moving piece is doing or where every wave will take us, our job is simpler. Listen, stay connected, act quickly upon guidance, and carve out quiet moments for gratitude and self-care. As Metatron reminded us, we're not simply surviving these challenges, we're growing through them exactly as Creator intended. And there is so much more deliciousness waiting for us just around the corner. I'd love to know what stood out for you in today's message or Q&A. Please share in the comments. Your observations help others see the message from a perspective they hadn't considered before. And that can make all the difference. If Metatron's weekly messages are helping you navigate these extraordinary times with a little more peace, clarity, and confidence. Why not subscribe and be a part of changing the world together? Until next time, this is Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, sending you boatloads of divine love light to surround and uplift you on your extraordinary soul journey. Namaste.